Not every motorcycle earns its place in the spotlight. Some fall flat, some fade away, and others leave owners wishing they'd chosen differently. This list uncovers the models even dealers struggle to move. Stick around until the end. You'll want to see the final pick that's stirring up the biggest arguments. Number 18. Harley-Davidson Sportster Iron 8 8.3. There is something timeless about a stripped-down cruiser that keeps riders coming back, yet the Iron 8 8.3 has been quietly slipping out of favor. This smaller member of the Harley-Davidson family has served as the entry point for countless riders over the decades, offering a raw, elemental feel that connects man and machine in the most direct way. At the heart of its low-slung frame, an air-cooled V-twin delivers 54 horsepower with 883 cubic centimeters of displacement and 51 pound-feet of torque. Front and rear disc brakes with optional anti-lock braking system provide confident control. Traditional telescopic forks and twin rear shocks create a classic ride with a wet weight of 565 pounds and a seat height of 29.9 inches. Starting at $11,249, one owner recalled riding it along Route 66, praising its nimble handling in town, but admitting the long miles eventually pushed him to trade up for a touring model. The truth is, the Iron 8 8.3 still embodies the spirit of Harley minimalism. Simple, tough, and easy to wrench on, but its compact ergonomics, modest power, and small fuel tank push it toward short urban hops rather than cross-country ambition. Many riders who once started here now bypass it entirely in favor of mid-sized cruisers that better fit their lifestyle. Of course, power alone can't hide outdated ergonomics, and our next contender proves that style without comfort is a hard sell for seasoned riders. Number 17. Suzuki Boulevard C50T. Some motorcycles fade quietly into the background, and the Boulevard C50T is one of them. It was designed to be a comfortable mid-sized cruiser for riders who wanted traditional styling without the price tag of a big twin. At the heart of this mid-sized cruiser, a liquid-cooled V-twin delivers 53 horsepower from 805 cubic centimeters, producing 51 pound-feet of torque. Braking is handled by front and rear discs with available anti-lock braking system. Telescopic forks up front and twin shocks in the rear support a wet weight of 611 pounds with a seat height of 27.6 inches. Starting at $10,599, Consumer Reports highlight solid dependability but criticize long-distance comfort. One owner shared how it was perfect for his daily commute through Phoenix traffic, yet on a weekend trip across state lines, he admitted the cramped ergonomics left him sore and ready to trade up. What holds the Boulevard C50T back is not its capability, but its image. Among cruiser loyalists, it is often dismissed as a metric imitation rather than a machine with its own identity. Despite its comfort, smooth power delivery, and proven durability, it simply does not ignite the same pride of ownership as more iconic American names. Even with its heritage-rich badge, some rides fall short when the miles stack up. The upcoming model is a textbook example. If you've made it this far, you're clearly a rider who cares about the truth. Hit that like button to show it, and drop a comment with the bike that surprised you most so far. Number 16. Ducati Diaval 1260. Few motorcycles blur the line between raw muscle and sleek Italian design like the Diaval 1260. It was engineered to deliver sport bike-level performance in a low, aggressive cruiser stance that turns heads everywhere it goes. Beneath its sculpted frame, a Testastretta DVTL twin delivers 162 horsepower from 1,262 cubic centimeters, producing 95 pound-feet of torque. Dual front discs and a single rear disc, paired with a full anti-lock braking system, ensure confident control at speed. Fully adjustable front forks work alongside a rear monoshock to manage its 550-pound wet weight. With a seat height of 29.7 inches and a starting price of $22,995, one rider from Colorado recalled blasting through the Rockies, amazed at how it pulled like a superbike, yet still left him fresh enough to ride another full day without hesitation. In reality, the Diaval 1260's hybrid personality made it a difficult sell. Sport riders found it too heavy and too upright, while cruiser loyalists were put off by its futuristic styling and high-revving nature. It occupies a space few riders were actively seeking, leaving it to become a niche choice rather than a mainstream contender. While it promised big touring dreams, reality left many owners searching for something more refined. The next machine shows why. The right gear makes every Harley ride better. We've put together our top picks for helmets, gloves, and accessories. Check the description below. Number 15. Honda Goldwing. For decades, few touring motorcycles have carried the same reputation for long-haul comfort as the Goldwing. It is a name that instantly recalls cross-country journeys, plush seating, and a sense of mechanical permanence. Sitting at the core of this long-distance tourer is a horizontally opposed six-cylinder producing 125 horsepower from 1,833 cubic centimeters with 129 pound-feet of torque. Dual front discs and a single rear disc, backed by a full anti-lock braking system, ensure dependable braking confidence. A double wishbone front suspension pairs with a single rear shock, using Pro Link to manage its 804-pound wet weight. With a 29.3-inch seat height and a starting price of $23,900, one longtime owner described riding from Florida to California without a single ache, calling the smooth manual gearbox his secret weapon for tackling endless highways. While purists appreciate the manual control, the broader touring market has shifted toward convenience and technology. Riders gravitate toward versions with automatic shifting, upgraded infotainment, and additional storage capacity, leaving the base model sitting in showrooms. It remains a capable and refined machine, but in an age where comfort and ease of operation drive buying decisions, it often becomes an overlooked choice. Not every attempt at blending muscle and touring grace hits the mark, and the bike coming up illustrates that better than most. Number 14. Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide Ultra. There are motorcycles built for the open road, and then there are machines crafted to be rolling statements of status. The CVO Road Glide Ultra sits squarely in the latter category, aimed at riders who want the absolute pinnacle of Harley touring luxury. Beneath its commanding frame, the Milwaukee 8 117 produces 125 horsepower from 1,927 cubic centimeters with 126 pound-feet of torque. Dual front discs and a single rear disc, both with full anti-lock braking system, provide confident braking in all conditions. Premium front forks and rear emulsion shocks manage the 914-pound wet weight, paired with a seat height of 29.6 inches. Priced at $44,999, one rider recalled a coast-to-coast run where the hand-applied finishes drew compliments at every fuel stop, while the top-tier audio turned endless miles into a rolling concert. Yet the CVO Road Glide Ultra has found itself caught in a narrow market. Its pricing pushes it beyond the reach of many touring riders, while its size and weight make it less approachable for those who can afford it. For some, the premium touches are worth every dollar. For others, the price overshadows the practicality. Sometimes a familiar nameplate isn't enough to win over riders who expect more, and the following entry wears that truth openly. Number 13. Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Vaquero. Some bikes enter the market with the clear intent of challenging the biggest names in their class, and the Vulcan 1700 Vaquero was one such contender. Styled as a muscle bagger with long, flowing lines and an aggressive stance, it promised to merge Japanese reliability with American-inspired touring presence. At its core, a liquid-cooled V-twin delivers 73 horsepower from 1,700 cubic centimeters, producing 107 pound-feet of torque. Dual front discs and a single rear disc, all with full anti-lock braking system, give it dependable stopping power. A 45mm front fork pairs with twin rear shocks featuring air-adjustable preload to handle the 845-pound wet weight. Starting at $18,599, one rider from Texas shared that on a week-long trip across open plains, the bike felt planted even at highway speeds, though he admitted strong crosswinds reminded him of his old Harley bagger. In practice, the Vaquero faced an uphill climb. Its heavy chassis dulled low-speed handling, and despite its bold styling, it lacked the brand prestige that many American touring buyers expect. Riders respected its durability and value, but few traded in their homegrown machines to make the switch. Plenty of chrome and promise couldn't outweigh the practical drawbacks, as the next motorcycle story will reveal. Number 12. Yamaha Star Venture. There are motorcycles built for comfort, and then there are those designed to embody luxury on two wheels. The Star Venture set out to be the latter, targeting riders who wanted an imposing presence and the kind of amenities that make cross-country travel feel effortless. Anchoring this touring bike is an air-cooled V-twin, producing 79 horsepower from 1,854 cubic centimeters, paired with 126 pound-feet of torque. Dual front discs and a single rear disc with full anti-lock braking system give it reassuring stopping confidence. A 46mm front fork teams with a rear monoshock and adjustable preload to balance the 957-pound wet weight. Starting at $24,999, one longtime rider recalled crossing from Chicago to Los Angeles, where the heated seats kept him steady through cold mornings and the integrated audio turned the highway into his own private soundtrack. Yet the Star Venture never fully broke through in the crowded touring market. Its sheer weight made it intimidating for many riders, and its price placed it squarely in competition with entrenched American brands that dominate the luxury touring space. Buyers often admired it from afar but chose familiar alternatives when it came time to sign papers. Comfort might be king for long-haul riders, but when execution falters, even loyal fans take notice, just like they did with our next pick. Number 11. Triumph Rocket 3 GT. Some motorcycles are built to impress with style, others with performance, and a rare few are created to overwhelm with sheer mechanical force. The Rocket 3 GT falls firmly into that last category, delivering a riding experience unlike anything else on the road. Beneath its imposing stance, a three-cylinder engine delivers 165 horsepower from 2,500 cubic centimeters, pushing out 163 pound-feet of torque. Dual front discs and a single rear disc with full anti-lock braking system handle braking duties with authority. A 47mm upside-down fork works alongside a rear monoshock with adjustable preload to steady the 764-pound wet weight. Starting at $24,995, one rider from Texas shared how he tackled an 8-hour journey across wide-open plains and swore it felt like just two, crediting the bike's comfort and effortless power delivery. Despite its staggering performance figures, the Rocket 3 GT has remained a niche choice. Its size and power demand a confident, experienced rider, and for many, the price point competes directly with more versatile long-distance machines. It inspires awe in passing conversation, yet ownership often proves more of a commitment than casual riders are willing to make. Some bikes carry a reputation they can't quite live up to, and the next one never managed to shake off that shadow. Number 10. HarleyDavidson Street 500. Every so often, a manufacturer introduces a model meant to bring in new riders, and the Street 500 was Harley's attempt at exactly that. Compact, approachable, and stripped of excess, it was marketed as an entry point into the brand's world. At its core, a liquid-cooled Revolution X V-twin delivers 34 horsepower from 494 cubic centimeters, producing 29 pound-feet of torque. Braking comes from single discs, front and rear, with an optional anti-lock braking system for added control. A 37mm front fork works with twin rear shocks to support the 455-pound wet weight. With a seat height of 28 inches and a starting price of $6,899, one young rider from Chicago recalled using it daily for city commutes, praising its agility in traffic and low cost of ownership. though he admitted longer road trips demanded more endurance than he expected. However, the Street 500 struggled to resonate with its intended audience. Traditional Harley riders saw it as lacking the style, sound, and presence they associated with the brand, while many beginners compared it to Japanese alternatives that offered smoother engines and more features for similar money. It found some use in training programs, but as a retail product, it was quickly overshadowed. On paper, it was born to compete, yet the road told a different story, one the upcoming bike knows all too well. Number 9. Indian Scout Bobber 20. Some motorcycles are built to turn heads without even trying, and the Scout Bobber 20 is one of them. It carries a low-slung, stripped-down stance with wire wheels and a minimalist saddle that nods to the brand's deep heritage. This bike runs a liquid-cooled V-twin producing 78 horsepower from 1,133 cubic centimeters with 65 pound-feet of torque. Stopping power comes from dual front discs, with optional anti-lock braking system for added safety. A telescopic cartridge front fork pairs with dual rear shocks to steady its 554-pound wet weight. At 25.6 inches, the seat height offers a low planted feel. Starting at $13,649, one rider from Florida recalled weekend cruises along the coast, loving the easy handling, while another shared that after a 3-hour backroad trip, the compact ergonomics left him wanting more stretch room. Where the Scout Bobber 20 shines is in its blend of vintage style and modern performance. The engine is eager, delivering smooth acceleration that works just as well on winding back roads as it does cruising through town. Its compact frame and low stance make it approachable for many riders, while still offering enough power to keep experienced hands entertained. Even loaded with features, a motorcycle can still leave riders cold, and our next example wears that criticism plainly. Number 8. BMW R18transcontinental. Some motorcycles are built to command the road through sheer presence, and the R18transcontinental does exactly that. From its massive front fairing to its sculpted saddlebags, it is designed for riders who measure journeys in states crossed rather than miles traveled. An air and oil-cooled twin-cylinder engine produces 91 horsepower from 1,802 cubic centimeters with 116 pound-feet of torque. Braking comes from a full anti-lock braking system, while a telescopic fork up front works with a cantilever rear suspension to keep the 945-pound wet weight in check. Its seat height of 29.1 inches and starting price of $24,995 give it a premium touring feel. One veteran rider from Colorado recalled how it carried him through a week-long mountain trip without a hiccup, praising its highway stability, while another admitted city traffic made it feel like wrestling a heavyweight. What sets the Transcontinental apart is its blend of timeless style and cutting-edge touring features. The engine delivers a deep, rolling surge of torque that makes passing on the highway effortless, while the generous wind protection and wide seat encourage hours in the saddle without fatigue. The integrated infotainment system and generous storage make it as practical as it is powerful. Raw numbers look good in brochures, but out on the highway, this next machine couldn't hold the loyalty it hoped for. Number 7. Harley-Davidson Road Glide CVO. There are touring machines, and then there are motorcycles that redefine what touring means. The Road Glide CVO takes the concept of long-distance travel and infuses it with unapologetic performance and luxury. The Milwaukee 8 121 V-twin pushes out 115 horsepower from 1,973 cubic centimeters with 126 pound-feet of torque. Braking comes via a full anti-lock braking system paired with high-performance suspension at both ends for stability at speed and in corners. Weighing 926 pounds wet, it sits low at 26.7 inches, giving a planted feel. Starting at $42,999, one rider from Texas recalled blasting down I-10, saying the highway pull felt effortless, but admitted that navigating Dallas traffic made every red light feel like he was wrestling a bull. This bike is as much about presence as it is about precision. The engine's deep, resonant pulse turns every twist of the throttle into a statement, while the aerodynamic frame-mounted fairing carves through crosswinds with ease. Premium finishes, from hand-laid paint to custom badging, remind you that the CVO badge is about exclusivity as much as capability. The advanced infotainment system keeps navigation, communication, and entertainment seamlessly integrated for the long haul. Heritage alone doesn't guarantee success, and our next contender proves it with a record of mixed rider satisfaction. Number 6. Harley-Davidson Street Glide Special. Every so often, a motorcycle emerges that seems to embody the very essence of American touring spirit. The Street Glide Special does exactly that, merging bold styling with the kind of highway performance that makes coast-to-coast travel feel effortless. The Milwaukee 8 114V twin delivers 94 horsepower from 1,868 cubic centimeters paired with 118 pound-feet of torque. A full anti-lock braking system and refined touring suspension ensure stability, even when fully loaded for travel. Weighing 824 pounds with a 26.1-inch seat height, it feels balanced at low speeds. Priced at $28,099, one owner from Florida shared that it carried him across 3 states in a single weekend with zero fatigue, though he joked that slow summer traffic reminded him just how close the cylinders sit to his legs. From the first twist of the throttle, the deep, confident rumble announces its presence. The streamlined batwing fairing channels air smoothly, reducing rider fatigue over long distances, while the stretched saddlebags provide generous storage without sacrificing style. The infotainment system offers intuitive control over navigation, audio, and communication, making it a true partner for long days in the saddle. It promised the world to touring riders but delivered something far more divisive. The next bike on our list tells that tale. Number 5. Harley-Davidson Road Glide Special. Some motorcycles demand attention before you even fire them up, and the Road Glide Special is one of them. With its frame-mounted shark nose fairing and commanding stance, it sends a clear signal. It is built for riders who plan to own every mile. The Milwaukee 8 114V twin delivers 94 horsepower from 1,868 cubic centimeters with 118 pound-feet of torque. A full anti-lock braking system works alongside a premium touring suspension to provide steady control across varying road conditions. Weighing 879 pounds and sitting at 26.3 inches, it feels planted at low speeds. Priced at $28,099, one rider recalled crossing the Rockies with his wife on the back, praising the bike's steady comfort through mountain passes, but admitting downtown traffic tested his patience with the heat. From the moment you roll on the throttle, the Road Glide Special feels planted and unshakable, even when crosswinds threaten to push you off your line. The cockpit places all controls and instrumentation right where your hands and eyes want them, and the stretched saddlebags swallow up gear for a week-long journey without breaking a sweat. The sound system and navigation keep you connected and informed while still letting the ride take center stage. Sometimes the market's response is more telling than the spec sheet, and the motorcycle ahead is a perfect example. Number 4. Harley-Davidson CVO Street Glide. For riders who crave the pinnacle of style, technology, and road authority, the CVO Street Glide is a masterstroke. Its sleek batwing fairing, sculpted lines, and striking finishes make it as much a statement piece as a touring machine. At its core sits the Milwaukee 8 121V twin, producing 115 horsepower from 1,975 cubic centimeters and delivering 139 pound-feet of torque. Stopping is handled by a precision anti-lock braking system, while advanced touring suspension keeps the ride composed over uneven pavement. With a wet weight of 875 pounds and a low 26.7-inch seat height, it inspires confidence at rest. Starting at $42,999, one rider from California shared how it carried him from Los Angeles to Seattle without a hint of fatigue, though he admitted downtown stop-and-go traffic made the bike feel every bit of its size. Under all the shine and horsepower, the reality for owners was a little less exciting. The next ride makes that clear. Number 3. Harley-Davidson Road Glide Limited. Long-distance touring demands a motorcycle that blends endurance with comfort, and the Road Glide Limited rises to that challenge with unmistakable poise. Designed for riders who chase the horizon without compromise, it balances aerodynamic stability with premium touring features. The Milwaukee 8 114V twin delivers 90 horsepower from 1,868 cubic centimeters, producing 122 pound-feet of torque. It pairs a responsive anti-lock braking system with premium touring suspension on both ends for controlled, confident handling. Weighing 932 pounds and offering a seat height of 27.2 inches, it feels secure on the open road. Priced at $31,499, one rider shared how he cruised from Texas to Florida in comfort, calling it the smoothest touring experience of his life, though he admitted squeezing it into a crowded motel parking lot tested his patience. A high price and premium hardware don't always translate to rider love, and our next entry learned that the hard way. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Ultra Limited. For riders who demand nothing short of a complete touring experience, the Ultra Limited delivers a blend of comfort, technology, and power that few can rival. It is a machine built for those who believe the journey should be as rewarding as the destination. The Milwaukee 8 114 V-twin produces 90 horsepower from 1,868 cubic centimeters, backed by 122 pound-feet of torque. A responsive anti-lock braking system and high-performance touring suspension keep it composed over long hauls and winding back roads. With a wet weight of 914 pounds and a seat height of 27.5 inches, it feels solid and stable. Priced at $32,499, one rider recalled a cross-country trip from Chicago to the West Coast, praising how the bike made 1,000-mile stretches feel effortless, though he admitted threading it through San Francisco traffic was a workout of its own. Even with cutting-edge upgrades, some bikes just don't win over the crowd, as the model up next can attest. If you've enjoyed the ride through this list, there's plenty more road ahead. Subscribe now and join a community that values comfort, power, and heritage as much as you do. You won't want to miss the next deep dive into the machines that shape our journeys. Number 1. Harley-Davidson Freewheeler. Sometimes freedom on the open road comes with 3 wheels instead of 2, and the Freewheeler proves just how exhilarating that can be. This trike blends stripped-down styling with confident handling, creating a riding experience that feels both bold and effortless. At its core, the Milwaukee 8 114V twin delivers 90 horsepower from 1,868 cubic centimeters with 122 pound-feet of torque. A dependable anti-lock braking system and touring-calibrated rear suspension provide steady control on long stretches and uneven pavement. Weighing 1,186 pounds with a seat height of 26.2 inches, it offers a grounded feel. Priced at $31,999, one longtime owner shared that on his ride from Texas to Florida, the bike floated down the highway like a living room on wheels, though he admitted wrestling it through downtown traffic was part of the deal. What sets the Freewheeler apart is its unique blend of comfort and unshakable control. The wide stance plants it firmly on the highway even under heavy crosswinds, and its deep torque reserves ensure quick, confident acceleration. For riders seeking the Harley-Davidson spirit in its most stable form, this machine is more than just a trike. It is a declaration that every mile should be claimed with certainty and style. Every great ride ends with a story, and this list was just the beginning. If you value machines built for real riders and roads that call for more than speed, stick with us. Subscribe today, hit that bell, and keep the throttle open for more deep dives into the bikes that define freedom. The next chapter in riding heritage is coming, and you don't want to miss it.